Back again to hear another story of immense fortune and unthinkable peril? Well, I have some time. The Borderlands of Pandora were told to contain mysterious alien treasure troves filled with advanced technology and incredible power. Vaults, the people called them. And to seek one out was to earn you the title of Vault Hunter. At least by me. You could say Handsome Jack was one such explorer, though his methods could be seen as somewhat unsporting. He ran the corporation Hyperia and died trying to claim Pandora as his own. History's attention is fickle, my friends. It will remember those pirates like Handsome Jack, but forget the adventurers who risk it all for less, obvious rewards. Stories, legends, those are much better at getting at the real spirit of things. Stories remember both sides of the tale.
Hello once again, players of good video games. My name is Nick Pell, and this is my review of the very first episode of Telltale's Tales from the Borderlands. This is the third Telltale series that they have come out with thus far. I believe Game of Thrones comes out next week, apparently, so expect a lot of those to come out soon. This takes place after the events of Borderlands 2, and after all the events of the Borderlands series that we have seen. I have not played a lot of this series, regrettably. I played a small amount of Borderlands 2 about a year ago, and that's about the extent of my knowledge of the series. When this came out, I wasn't sure how familiar or good I would have of a time with it, so let's see how it held up. Now, this game does something very unique in that it has two protagonists that we control instead of just the single one, such as Clementine in Walking Dead or Bigby Wolf in Wolf Among Us. We either control a guy named Reese, who is a Hyperion worker. He is kind of the upper management guy who finds himself on Pandora, or we control a woman named Fiona, who is a criminal and a thief and a con artist. And both these characters offer very different and interesting sides to the story. And the story, for the most part, is very, very good in this first episode. It starts out with Reese being taken by some stranger who we don't know the identity of. This is basically taking place at the very end of the game, towards the end of what will be episode 5, and it tells the story from the beginning for now up until that point, and we see that from Reese's perspective, and then we see it from Fiona's perspective, and it's just a really cool way to do it because we see it kind of flash back and forth between the present day and then the past when all these events are taking place, and it just works really, really nicely. The interactions between all these characters just flows really well. I really cared about some of these characters, and it got me excited for what lies ahead in this Borderlands story that they're talking about. It just flows really well for the 2.5 hours that it lasts for. It flows pretty much like a movie. There is very, very little lag, if any, whatsoever. The transitions between the characters just works phenomenally well, and it's just easily the best game that Telltale has put out thus far, in my opinion. I felt like I was watching a movie for the most part. And you really don't need a lot of knowledge of the Borderlands series to really enjoy this game. I knew very little about it, and I was able to understand most of what people were talking about in regards to Vault Keys and Pandora and Handsome Jack. So, in regards to graphics, the graphics are also the best that they have ever looked. They're very crisp, they're very nice, and they capture the really cartoony look, they capture the Pandora look really, really well in this game, and I really enjoyed seeing the graphics. The environments look really, really nice as well. They spared no expense in that regard either. There's a part where there's a lot of characters on screen at one time in just a movie and environment, and it just looks really, really nice, and I really enjoyed seeing that. Gameplay is probably the one thing that is the most similar to Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us. We have the basic interacting with objects scenes. We have basic dialogue where you can choose your answer and phrase the conversation however you see fit. Characters remember certain things that you do or don't do. But the thing which is the most different in this game is the combat, because at some points you get to summon a robot who you choose his weapon layout, and then you fight with the robot, and it works just really, really neatly.
Hi. Kill them all!
Yeah, combat for this game is it just works really nicely. The analog sticks respond really well to the controls. I have really no issue with the gameplay whatsoever. My only real issue with this game, and it's very small but it's also somewhat noticeable when I don't have the subtitles on, is that the voiceovers don't always match how the characters' mouths are moving. That's the only thing that I kind of picked up on right away. It was something which kind of bugged me, because it just seemed like it was literally just a voiceover, something which didn't really fit the voices. So that was one thing which did bug me a little bit and maybe holds us back from being a perfect Telltale game. So I hope to see that improved in future installments. But in terms of enjoyment, I really, really enjoyed this first installment in Tales from the Borderlands. I think it's going to be a really, really fun 5 episodes. I don't know if they're planning a second season for it. I would assume if it keeps getting the great reviews that this first episode has gotten, it will definitely get that. But only time will tell. So those are my thoughts on Tales from the Borderlands. I definitely recommend picking it up if you have any interest in it whatsoever. If you're a fan of the Borderlands series, you'll definitely enjoy this, I think. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's only $5, so why wouldn't you? But those are my thoughts. Leave yours down in the comments down below if you have played Tales from the Borderlands Episode 1. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know why down below. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe once again if you so choose. I'd appreciate it immensely. And as always, my good people, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, keep on gaming.
Sasha!